the overdraft fee. I was 18, going to school in the city, had maybe $100 in my account, bought lunch, coffee, train ticket back home, checked my bank account that night. Turns out I started that day with a little less than I thought, and almost all of those purchases came with a $35 overdraft fee. I was hundreds of dollars below zero. And I remember thinking, whose idea was it to charge people who necessarily have no money, $35 over and over again? I assume someone whose childhood was spent vivisecting animals in the backyard, someone with a serial killer's penchant for cruelty. That's the mind it would take to conceive of the overdraft fee. Okay, so in the time before debit cards, when people wrote checks, if you wrote a check for more than you had in your checking account, it would bounce. You would be charged a fee, and if the money wasn't in your account the next day, you might even be charged that fee again. Additionally, what if the thing you were trying to pay for was rent or a car payment, and you got charged a late fee on top of the fees for bouncing the check? So as a courtesy, the bank would basically give you a very short-term loan. They don't call it a loan, there's a good reason for that. But they would let you overdraw your account by up to a few $100s, and you would pay it back out of your next deposit. This privilege was granted on a case-by-case basis by actual people at the bank. They did the overdrafts for people they knew, people they went to church with, and they decided whether to let your check bounce or let you overdraft and give you a loan, but it's not a loan. Then, in 1994, this guy, Bill Strunk, banking consultant from Texas, has this idea. It says basically, instead of doing this case by case, why don't we just make this policy? But not just that. You offer truly free checking accounts, which would peel people away from payday lenders, i.e. people with not very much money, the same people who are the most likely to overdraw their account. Strunk says with this policy, banks could make $60 a year more per customer. Now, how can it be called free checking if you get charged overdraft fees? See, a bank makes more money from people who are broke than from people who aren't. A customer who's charged one non-sufficient funds fee per month generates as much profitability for lenders as one maintaining a $12,000 average balance. They taught lenders how to order the processing of consumer transactions to maximize overdraft fees. So what they would do is they would put through bigger purchases first, so you hit zero faster.